If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Yeah, so the reviews today will be a little bit later, only because Rivals matchmaking has been offline for like 2 hours, I believe, something like that. But we do have the new David Alaba card, new flashback David Alaba. With this card, taking a look at someone who is 5'11", controlled explosive, 4-star while being left-footed. Now, key thing to look at for this year's game, as you guys know, and this will be the last time I say key thing to look at because it's going to be the base thing to look at all the time anyways, is going to be in roles, right? So he has the potential of playing as a CDM if you actually want to use him in that position. He doesn't have any sort of specialties in that position, however, okay? He does, however, have the false back plus, right? So in the actual left back position, that is going to be a unique thing that he is going to be working with. If you decide to use him, you know, in some other positions like the CDM position or like the center mid area, he's going to have basic capabilities on those specific player roles, right? So probably a card you mostly use as a left back, but could still potentially play well in that midfield position as well. There's a lot of potential there. We could still try it out, right? Because I think in the midfield, we could try him out in like a 4-4-2, I would say, and then just go from there and then just try to work with some different instructions and whatnot, right? So we'll definitely try out that false back plus first. Very surprised that David Alaba doesn't have a center back position change. I guess because this is mostly from his Bayern Munich days in which he didn't really play center back as much as he played left back, I think. I'm pretty sure like back in the day he was mostly a left back. But yeah, he has a couple of interesting stuff. So he has Anticipate, he has the Jockey, he's got Relentless, Long Ball Pass, Dead Ball, couple of different things to work with. With this card, we are going to be giving him the Shadow Chemistry style to increase pace as well as defense to be as high as possible. Because with Alaba, I'm pretty certain he's not a player that you can make a lengthy. No, you cannot. Shadow Chemistry style. Footpin's not updated right away. Foot.gg. I don't blame any of these websites because it's like really cooked right now, honestly. Really cooked. But yeah, on foot.gg, Shadow Chemistry style, good pace, good defense, controlled explosive, right? Foot.gg is actually a pretty solid website. I like the way that their stuff is formatted, but passing is good. Dribbling's in a pretty decent area. Like there's a couple of things to look into, right? I think with the way that his card is formatted, honestly, it kind of looks like a card that I would mainly use as a CDM, because if I was using him as a center mid, he wouldn't be like the box-to-box player that could potentially score goals with 64 for finishing, unless he gets evolutions in the future. That's always a thing to consider as well, right? But left back at this point in the game might be the more go-to thing to take a look at, and then with the potential of evolutions in the future, it could make him really nice, right? So evolutions is always something to look into as well, right? So yeah, we'll be trying him out in the defensive positions, and then I might switch him to midfield just to kind of see how he's like there. And yeah, we'll see how he plays. I'll see what I can do with the game modes, guys, because the only reason why this review is late is because it's impossible to, the SBC to complete was slow, and then Division Rivals is not working. So it even like pops up on the screen if you have the settings on. Interception. Nice. Alaba playing that false back role. Getting involved in the attack. We score the opportunity from a counterattack. Nice, Alaba. Good stuff. Oh, we don't get it. It's unlucky. I think you have to turn off the hyper motion thing for that to not pop up, by the ways. But it's just showing you that like that's his that's his playstyle plus or his role plus, right? The thing that's nice about Alaba too to mention is that the general build-up play with this card is nice, and it is a very good variable to work with, right? So Nice. First game that we can get for rivals, man. Matchmaking is messed up. I think it's been offline for like 2 hours. I can't even see the connection I'm playing against, by the way. It's not possible. Doesn't let me. ALABA. Weak foot, good dribbling, stuff like that's always going to be underrated when those situations pop up, you know? Well done. Pass it up. There you go. I'm gonna make this pass down, then lob. We're good. Yeah, good dribbles. Good ALABA with that false back row. Oh, maybe I should have controlled it. See? Nice on the dribbles, man. Advanced swing didn't work out there. Much by the body. Nice challenge. Oh, try it. Oh, why not? Why not? It's so interesting when you actually have these roles. That false back making him kind of play more in the middle. Even in defensive plays, that allows you kind of like line up in like a 3-back in some situations. There's always that movement that changes depending on the tactics that you have, right? Does the interception there by himself. Yeah, small dribbles come off nice. I could do a lob pass like that. Score an opportunity that way too, you know? It's nice. It's funny because it's like with most of the SBCs, they're gonna make all these cards cool to use for different variables, right? Like it's not gonna be like previous years where it's like, oh, these are gonna be like, well, there's obviously gonna be like the most meta for sure, but every player is gonna have like their own unique thing that allows you to play certain ways, right? Like the false back is one of the cool ways, right? A good dribbling to open up the space. I do bad pass there myself, but you know what I'm saying. It was a good build-up, though. Nice tackle. Oh, crossbar for that one. Try to get the green there, but... yeah, nice challenge. That was my fault. I shouldn't have accelerated like that. Oh, almost still gets it, though. Oh, it's way too close. Have to make an extra pass there, but it's cool that he got involved in the attack there. Oh, no, no, no. Even with anticipate, bro, you'll still get the ball, man. Okay, it works out there, actually. Nice. Oh, ALABA too. Nice. Oh, good defensive play too. ALABA again. I mean, listen, he doesn't have the plus for any of the midfield stuff there, but playing him in that more defensive role, he's still doing a pretty solid job, you know? Guys, it's the beginning of the game, right? It's very different with not having, like, specific things in, like, certain areas. Oh, he almost got cooked there. Oh, would have been nice to get a goal with him. Unlucky. Oh, man, I should have shot it across there. Hey, we scored with him. Let's go. David ALABA. Get that green time strike in there, my boy. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the flashback ALABA card. So, guys, to be honest, we might be in a situation for this year's game where cards are going to be unique in their own ways, right? For each SBC that EA ends up bringing out. Now, some cards are going to be very good value for what you're getting. Other cards, less so, but they're still going to be decent to use in the game, especially if they get the right improvements. Now, with ALABA, right? The thing that we always have to talk about for the player reviews this year is always going to be in the roles department, right? Now, just because a player does not have a specific plus or plus role does not mean that they won't be able to play those specific positions well enough, right? They can, but they'll just play that role plus a little bit better. You guys get what I'm saying, right? So, for instance, the false back that he's working with, where it essentially makes him a midfielder, where it's a card that kind of defends in that general middle position and then moves to the left back area, is a pretty interesting variable to work with, because depending on the opponent that you're facing, there's going to be moments where that is an ideal thing to have, right? Congesting the midfield, having that 3-back, and then being able to transition from the midfield to the left back position is very cool. At this point in the game, pace is not really something that you're going to notice being low on any of the cards, because everyone is kind of generally in the right positions, unless you're facing like Mbappe, right? Like that's where it's going to be really top class, right? So it's one of those types of SBCs where it's very similar to De Bruyne of last year, right? So if you guys don't remember, De Bruyne from EA FC 24, they released this flashback card. This was the card that they released in the beginning of the year, and he was actually pretty solid to use. Very solid card to use in the beginning of the year. 129k SBC. ALABA, I think he's pretty cool as well. I still think he defends pretty nicely. I enjoy using him as a midfielder that helps me out on the general build-up play, because with his passing stats and with the fact that he can dribble nicely as a player that has defensive stats, it's a really cool variable to work with, right? So I think with him, it's still a pretty cool card to get. The false back is a really cool, different type of role to work with in that area if you do want to work with that and you don't want to work with like the typical stay back, left back. But I think it's still a cool card, man. I still think he'll do well in the meta of the game. This is like the general area of where most of the cards are at. And yeah, he was still pretty nice to use, in my opinion, especially if you are building those sort of teams. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.